Tak, doufám, že mě všichni slyšíte. Takže teďka začne vlastně Světový cosplay přednáška se zahraničními hosty. Nebude teda tady překladatel, možná můžu něco zkusit já, jestli teda neseženu překladatele na rychlo, ale Kana mi když tak pomůže, jo? Zaraz. A tak asi můžeme začít, jestli není problém, tak začínáme. Tak jo, jestli musím cosplayerky mají ještě představit, tak jsem totiž úplně poslední nepřipravenou po soutěži, tak se strašně omlouvám za to, jak tady koktám. Tak, tady je takže tady sedí Okkido z Maďarska, maďarská cosplayerka. Dále tady máme Kanu ze Slovenska, což je tady blízko, takže vítejte. A poslední tady tu krásnou Fluttershy je Tina z Norska. A jestli teda už vám nějak to asi předat, nebo jak to startovat?
So thank you, and again I cannot thank you for enough time that for being here, and it's a great honor to be invited. So thanks a lot. Then I'm going to be the first one to talk about myself and my work, and I will be really happy to answer all your questions if you have any. Right, so we can start with the first stop there. You know, I started cosplay seriously in 2010, and what you saw there was my very first cosplay. Obviously blank there, but I don't know if you know Trinity Blood. Are there any? Yeah, some of you know, and that was my very first cosplay. Esther Blanchett in her queen gown, and the first version of this took me approximately 9 months to do it, and then I needed 2 more months to prepare for the Euro cosplay, because I was so lucky to represent Hungary at Euro cosplay in 2010. And with this costume, I became 4th on the ranking, so I was also quite proud of that. So it was a really big thing for a beginner.
Keby ste chceli preklad, tak povedzte, ja vám potom preložím, dobre? To proste prihláste, že prekladaj a ja budem prekladať, dobre? Takže chcete preložiť túto časť, čo teraz povedala?
Vlastne...
OK, tak proste povedala, že cosplay seriózne začala v 2010 a toto bol jej prvý cosplay a že sa s ním dostala na Euro cosplay, aby mohla reprezentovať Maďarsko a skončila 4. Takže klobúk dolu.
I learned a lot from this. You know, everybody would think that I was crazy to do something like this for the first time, but it was such an experience, and I learned a lot because I still say I cannot do. I just try, and I try until it looks like I want it to look like.
No, povedala, že sa na tom veľa naučila a že stále tvrdí, že nevie šiť, že sa len veľmi snaží a snaží sa až dovtedy, kým ten výsledný efekt nie je taký, aký si predstavuje.
Okay, so we can jump to the next one. So it's still Trinity Blood. It was another, I don't know, it's Katerina Sforza, who is the chess of Milan, and it was my first encounter with a huge wig. As you can see, these gigantic curls. It was really hard to make, and yeah, this was my first real wig styling experience. So you can see that I am always torturing myself with these challenges.
No, takže tu má ďalší cosplay z Trinity Blood, konkrétne Katarínu z Forzu. A že to bol jej prvý projekt, akože kde bolo také seriózne upravovanie parokne a že proste má rada tieto výzvy a že sa rada s tým týra, že si vždy vymyslí nejaký strašný projekt a že potom tým trpí, ale teší ju to. Tak nejak.
always upload. But thank you very much. So yeah, I used really heavy velvet for this real velvet. I'm always trying to choose the best materials I can get just to have the real feeling. You know, it's not enough to just look like. I want everything to be accurate.
No, že tento cosplay robila z veľmi ťažkého zamatu. Je zamat aj po český zamat? Čiže zamat aj po český zamat. Ale niečo podobné to je, viete, v ktorom myslím, také chlpaté to je. No a že proste vždy ide o to, aby ten cosplay bol čo najpresnejší, akože nie, aby sa to podobalo, ale aby aj látky vyzerali tak, že akoby asi v tej dobe mali látky, aby to proste bolo úplne všetko čo najpresnejšie, jak má byť.
Right? The next one is also from Trinity Blood. Yeah, just to surprise you. So it was another one, and I am really obsessed with uniforms, you know, especially with military uniforms, and it was just like a Napoleon era uniform, and it was a really, really good one. And yeah, I had a hard time with the wig because I had a huge bun at the back of my head, which was so heavy, and I love making the sword. I always create my swords from laminated floor pieces. That's why they are really, really lightweight, and it's easy to work with them with the regular tools, so it's great. And I use metal leaves to cover the blades to have a real metal-like stuff, because I think that acrylic paint won't do that effect.
Ak si niekto myslíte, že si pamätám, čo povedal na začiatku, tak vy veľmi veríte. No v podstate je to ďalší trend od cosplay. Povedala, že má strašne rada uniformy a šata sa jej veľmi páčila. Skrátke, dobre, lebo si nepamätám, čo presne hovorila. A proste, že tá rokňa bola veľmi ťažká a že to bola veľká výzva zase raz. A že meče a props a podobné veci si najčastejšie robí z laminátových povlák. Lebo sa s nimi ľahko pracuje a s obyčajnými tools. No, nástrojmi, presne. A že je to potom veľmi ľahké, dobre to vyzerá a že farbila to takými tými striebornými lístkami kovovými, čo na to tak naplácate, pretože si myslí, že nikdy nedosiahnete taký efekt s akrylami ako s týmito kovovými látkami.
Okay. Right, so after lots of Trinity Blood cosplays, to tell you the truth, I cannot really find inspiration in anime anymore, and I turn to games. And I'm a massive Lineage 2 player, and I really like the elves. And this was the Arcanero, but that time that was the baddest stuff for them, the magicians. And I also built a little hatchling for that, it's a kind of dragon baby which follows you and helps you in the fight. And well, I don't really like costumes that show too much skin, but in this case it was an exception because I loved my character so much that I didn't really care and I didn't feel shy in it.
Tak v tej hernej časti som stratená, takže s tým vám nepomôžem. Ale v podstate povedala, že už sa ďalej, že už to nie je Blood, že už sa viac nevie nájsť inšpiráciu v anime a manga cosplayoch, takže sa obratila na hry. Potom celá tá časť o tejto konkrétnej hre mi úplne uniká, takže to naozaj neviem. Ale že proste to je asi jej charakter a si spravila aj to zviera k tomu. Ale že väčšinou nemá rada odhalené cosplaye, ale že keďže mala ten svoj charakter tak strašne rada, tak v tomto prípade jej to ani nevadilo, pretože keď to bol jej charakter, tak si ho tak vžila, že proste neprekážalo ani to, že je taká polonáha.
Okay. Well, I just, break this habit after this one. I don't know if you know Kankutsu, the Count of Monte Cristo, and there was Heidi Tabelin, and I really loved her. And this is an important costume for me because I used electronics here for the first time. The dress is intertwined with lots of optic fibers, and all of them had lights in them, and it was just sparkling and glowing in the dark. And it was a pain to wear, the body paint, but I just loved it.
Si nepamätám názov tej anime. tak hrabí Monte Cristo. Takže to je odtiaľ. Ten kostým je pre nich strašne dôležitý, pretože to je prvýkrát, kedy použila akože elektroniku a svetielka a shiny veci. A to je skrátke asi všetko. Ona tu len hovorila niečo o tých optických kábloch a veciach, kde som sa strátila, takže to vám asi neopíšem, ale proste je to prvýkrát, keď používala elektronické veci v cosplayi, takže je to pre nich dôležitý cosplay.
Right, so this is what you can see on me. Well, as I'm a hardcore gamer, I really love Alice, even from the first episode, and you know it's her second main dress in the game, Madness Returns, and well, yeah, Alice is a really important character for me, and I started to do all her dresses, you know, yesterday. If you were here, you could see me in the classic Wonderland dress, and this is the second one. And I have also built the Siren, you know, the third one, and now I'm working on the fourth one. So I'm planning to do all the Alice dresses, even the extra DLC dresses.
No, tak ako môžete vidieť, tak toto je Alice, ktorú mám momentálne aj na sebe. Povedala, že je hardcore gamer, rozumiete všetci, nie? A že Alice pre ňu veľa znamená, a že ju má rada, a že sa snaží teda všetky jej šaty si ušiť, že už má tú základnú verziu, také tie modré šatičky so nástieračkou. Potom má tieto, ešte urobila ten Siren dress, taký ten morská panna, to vyzerá pekne, to je aj to svieti. A že teraz pracuje na 4. poradí, ktorý ja netuším, ktorý je, ale že proste má za cieľ spraviť všetky šaty, ktoré na sebe Alice kedy mala.
And another game character, Soul Calibur. Does it ring a bell? Yes, not really, but I really love Amy, and that's why I chose him. I chose her. And again, I'm showing you this one. It's not a really complicated cosplay, but because of this swirly curly stuff, you know, there, I think it came out much better than my first attempt, you know. So, you know, I keep developing all the time and trying to find new methods. And the guy next to me is a kind of famous Italian cosplayer. Do you know Manuel? Yeah, he's really, really extremely good.
No takže toto je Amy zo Soul Calibru a ukazuje vám ten cosplay, aj keďže je celkom jednoduchý, ukazuje vám ho preto, že má tie zatočené copiti a že to bola samozrejme ďalší challenge a že akože je na tom vidno, že sa zlepšuje časom, jak na tom pracuje. A potom povedal, že ten chlap vedľa nie je nejaký známy italianský cosplayer, Manuel, ale ja ho nepoznám, ale je cool.
He is also the Mad Hatter, you know, it's another connection to me. Right, so it's one of my biggest pride that, you know, Game of Thrones. Yeah! And yeah, well, it's an important thing not to have a favorite one, but unfortunately I have one, and I really love Marjorie. And I had the opportunity to meet Finn Jones, you know, who plays his brother in the series. And when he saw me, you know, he said that, oh, sister, and I was his translator for the whole day, so he's so much fun and a big Adventure Time fan, so really, really funny. It was just lovely. Although his t-shirt is, oh my god, it's so cool.
OK, tak tu je ako Marjorie Hero z Game of Thrones, ako ste všetci sme pochopili. Povedala, že je veľmi zlý nápad mať Game of Thrones obľúbencov, kto vie prečo, ale že tak ona túto chybu urobila aj obľúbenej Marjorie. A teda, že toto je pre ňu veľmi dôležité, pretože sa jej podarilo v tomto cosplay stretnúť toto pána, ktorého meno si nepamätám, ale on hraje jej brata. A že keď ju videl, tak urobil, že oh my god, sestra, to si ty. A že bol strašne zlatý a že je s ním sranda, ale že má príšerné tričko.
Yep, and after this panel, I'm going to pull off Marjorie, so if you stay here tonight, you can still see me like that.
Že keď skončí tento panel, tak sa ide prezliecť do Marjorie, tak keby si to potom boli a chceli ju v tom vidieť, tak potom to paneli bude behať Marjorie.
Right, and this is just for fun. Is there anyone who knows the Labyrinth with David Bowie? Yeah, there are some more who are above 20. Right, so it's a really, really nice memory of my childhood, and I just love David Bowie. and I don't know why I haven't done him before that. So yeah, it was my first and only cosplay, and it was so much fun, you know, because I also had to make that censored stuff into my pants, and you know, it was a bit, I don't know, embarrassing and a bit funny, but I was doing the magic dance all day.
Ja som to nevidela, takže všetky referencie mi vychádzajú, ale takže to je obľúbne, prináša ten film spomienky z detstva a preto akože ospožňuje Davida Bowieho. A že nechápe, prečo ten kostým neurobila skôr, ako ho actually urobila. S tým cenzor mi to úplne ušlo, takže naozaj neviem, o čom to bolo. Ale tak no. A že to je jej prvý a jediný crossplay, ktorý kedy spravila.
Yes, and my biggest proud, you know, I just love Warhammer, and especially Warhammer 40k, and I created my own character called Sister Ophelia, who is a battle sister Celestian, and that's her, you know. Well, basically, as you can see, that she is a member of or martyred lady, and what this began is that this was my first real armor, you know, made from the cheapest material I could get. And my chain sword there actually works. So if you just turn it on, you know, the piece go around, and you know it's bloody and it's gory and blah. And also my water, you know, the gun. If you pull the trigger, it gives out a shooting sound, and at the barrel of the gun there is a LED which is vibrates and flashes just like you know, yeah, if I don't fire out bullets. And well, it was just my biggest, and well, it was a huge project. It took me 12 months to create everything, and this was my second time at Euro Cosplay, and I became again fourth. So perhaps this is I'm the biggest loser, you know, always fourth there. So yeah, I really love this. Perhaps this is the last picture I get. So sorry for wasting your time. Do you happen to have any questions or? Okay, so let's have the questions after everybody introduced. Okay, so thank you.
Chce niekto ešte preložiť tú poslednú časť? Či? Lebo akože v tom všetkom Warhammer stuff sa nevyznám, takže s tým vám nepomôžem. Iba je to je najväčšia pýcha a tá pilka sa točila a tá pištol robila strieľací zvuk. To je všetko, čo potrebujete vedieť. A začne zase na Eurocosplay bola štvrtá. To je šťastia, čo? Povedzme, že idem ja. Ahoj, ja som Kana a ja žiadne fotky nemám, pretože nebol čas. To bolo rýchle, čo? Naživo!
Hello everyone, my name is Tina and I've been cosplaying since 2009. My first convention was quite something because I sort of got to experience Anime Expo down in Los Angeles. So that being my first con, it was like a huge bomb that dropped in my face. So after that I decided that I have to try this, and I have to try all my favorite childhood characters to just make them into real life. So I'm going to talk a little bit on how my journey went from being just basically Lolita clothes and going on to finding stuff in the trash for cosplay and basically anything.
Okej, ja si pamätám aspoň polku. Takže cosplay od 2009, to inak aj ja. A že úplne prvý kon, na ktorom bola, bol Anime Expo v Los Angeles a že keď tam došla, tak je to proste úplne, že bum do tváre a že pani možno to potrebujem niekedy skúsiť, že musím všetky akože svoje detských hrdinov premeniť do reality. A že vám teraz povie trocha o tom, ako sa dostala z toho, že cosplayovala proste Lolita šatičky a podobné srandy ku cosplayu, akože že si to vzala ako seriózne hobby a začala sa tomu venovať.
So I really like to cosplay characters that I can relate to. And I don't have any pictures to show you because it was like a short of time, so I don't have any. But so far I have cosplayed such thing as Link from The Legend of Zelda yesterday. And I have 4 or 5 League of Legends cosplay. So that's one of my favorite games at the moment. And this is one of my year cosplay Fluttershy from My Little Pony. And I also have some World of Warcraft things, so it's a lot of gaming cosplays going on, but it's still, I'm basically cosplaying what I like, so it's really cool.
No, takže rada cosplayuje postavy, s ktorým chce vystotožniť a tak ďalej, ktoré má rada, aby sa s nimi stotožniť. A čo hovorím? Teda tak. Takže, áno, takže potom, čo povedala, že má rada tie cosplaye, ktorým sa môže žiť s nimi, povedala, že má strašne veľa akože herných cosplayov, najviac League of Legends, že to je momentálne jej najobľúbenejšia hra, takže preto. Potom má aj nejaké z Warcraftu, má My Little Pony a včera mala Zalinka zo Zeldy. A to je asi všetko, čo povedala. Aspoň to, čo si pamätám.
So basically I started out knowing nothing about materials. So it was like took like a few months before I could like gather info and such. Before that, I tend to go to the trash sorting system at the mall I worked at and got like paper boxes, I got plastic I could use, I even found a mannequin that I could use that was actually my size too. Yes, I found a mannequin, yes. So it was, you can basically make anything out of cosplay. It's insane how many things people throw away that you can actually use. So like one of the bags I have is like a paper box with cereals and I put leather outside of it. So I am going to write a blog post later that is going to show some of the things that you can actually use for free, which is other people's trash. So yeah.
No tak začala s tým, že na začiatku, keď začala tak cosplayovať, tak v podstate nevedela, aké materiály sa používajú, ako to funguje, že to je trvalo pár mesiacov, kým zistila, že čo akože actually cosplayery používajú. A podľa mňa sa tak neminula, lebo povedala, že začala tak, že išla do obchodiaku, kde pracuje a tam sa prehrabala v odpadkoch v podstate. Zobrala si tam nejaké kartónové krabice, nejaké plasty a spravila si cosplay, však podľa mňa tak funguje normálne, ale dobre. Takže proste povedala, že cosplay si v podstate môžete spraviť čokoľvek, že ona má napríklad jednu kapsičku, ktorá je v podstate len krabica od tých vecí do mlieka, cornflakov, jak sa to volá, no. A že je to len obtiahnuté akože koženkou. A máte kapsičku, no, jak lacno. No, tak napríklad teraz má nákupku pizza box. Teda vnútri, no. Vidíte, jak ľahko cosplay, proste odpadky, no.
So, right now I'm experimenting more with a material called Warbler. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about it. So I'm moving from the trash, you could say, and trying to see how I can work with other materials. Of course, like I want to know as much thing as possible about cosplays, and I'm really curious. I always want to know more. So one of my motto is I just cosplay it for fun, and you can use anything. And if you want to get also serious, you can just go up. There's a lot of things online you could use, and basically anything. I'm also going to blog about it later, so for Animefest.
Tak povedala, že teraz posledne experimentuje s Warblou, takže sa presunula akože od odpadkov na vyšší level up. A v podstate povedala, že jej motto je v podstate, že cosplayuješ pre zábavu, takže cosplay môžeš spraviť čokoľvek, veď prečo nie, ja ho stále robím s odpadkov, takže ja som moc chudobná na vyššie levely. A Ja už nepamätám, čo povedala, ale viem, že povedala, že o tom napíše blog, takže keď si chcete prečítať, čo actually povedala, tak bude mať o tom blog.
I must say this is my first time also in Czech Republic. I've been a judge at some Scandinavian conventions. I've entered some bigger competitions in Norway, such as Spill Expo, The Gathering, and some in Sweden. So I'm still new with the Euro cosplay thing, but I've won The Gathering as Caitlyn, and I've won as Soraka at Spill Expo. So that's I'm still moving on to like participating in the Euro cosplay. I want to participate sometime. I just have to gather myself up and get ready to participate sometime, but not just yet. But you should translate before I go to fly.
No tak povedala, že to je prvýkrát v Česku a že akože už predtým robila porodcu akože v Škandinávii, v Norsku, v Švédsku a tak. Ale akože tak mimo, tá je teraz prvýkrát. A že akože už v Norsku a Švédsku, že už aj porodcovala, už aj v súťažiach sa zúčastnila, že teraz akože majú The Gathering kon, tam vyhrala tú cosplay súťaž s Caitlyn cosplayom a potom ten druhý, neviem jaký kon je, tak vyhrala so Sorakou a povedala, že akože ešte nemá žiadne skúsenosti s takými súťažmi ako Euro cosplay a podobne, ale že akože jedného dňa by sa tam chcela dostať, ale že ešte nie je ten čas, že ešte má pocit, že sa proste musí dostať, že vylepšiť techniky a tak, aby som dostala, ale že jedného dňa by to chcela skúsiť.
I'm not going to use too much time here because I also have some stuff to do. But I also have to say thank you so much to Animefest for being invited here. I got to see Brno yesterday and it was splendid. And all of the Czech cosplayers, they really inspire me in a new way compared to what I've seen in Scandinavia. It's like, wow. So I just have to thank all of you, and I hope Animefest is going to post some of my blog posts. And you can also find pictures of the Soraka things. I think they posted it too. So thank you so much.
V podstate len všetkým poďakovala a povedala, že Brno je krásne. Mala by som sa zamestnať prekladač, ide mi to, že? Mám vám aj ja niečo povedať? Chcete niečo počuť, ale neviem, čo mám povedať.
Spíš, jestli máte nějaké otázky, protože by to měla být tady forma diskuze, tak jak můžete se přihlásit, já můžete si mikrofon, nebo jestli to užvete.
So, how old were you when you first made your first cosplay? Then you can calculate how old I am now. Yeah, but I can say that I was a university student, so yeah. And at that time, you know, I had free time and money for that. And now that I work, I can afford all the stuff that I need for that.
Netuším, koľko som mala, ale bolo to 2009 a teraz mám 22, tak si to kľudne vypočítaj.
Well, I think I got into serious cosplay when I was about 20, 21, so now you can all guess how old I am. You'll never know.
Takže ona začala, keď mala 21, že si môžete typnúť, koľko má teraz.
Ještě něco dalšího?
I'd like to ask Alice. You mentioned you cosplayed Katerina Sforza from Trinity Blood. I'd like to ask, how did you make the golden decorations on the red parts?
But I've been thinking about that a lot because it's a tricky one. And you know, I couldn't paint on velvet, so I used patent gold leather, and I just sewed it on, and it looked really gold, and I loved the outcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to ask Alice too about how did you make the cross on Spawn last week?
Well, basically, that is not a good method how I did it, but I improved a lot with the Invisoral wig, and it's the same. So I call it the sandwich method, because I need the wires. You know, you have to take up as wide as you want the clothes, and cover it with transparent adhesive tape, and just I used silicone to glue both sides with hair extensions, and then I could bend it and shape it to the way I want. And then I could attach to the wig and all the stuff.
Ještě někdo něco tady? Jinak moc děkuji, že se ptáte v angličtině, tak je to taková trošku moje neschopnost, tak se omlouvám.
How did your family react to you cosplaying?
Well, everybody does this, and I think it's a good thing that I can tell you that my family fully supports me. So it's really good that I got a really stable background, and they always help me with everything.
Moji sú s tým všetci v pohode, až kým neurobím neporiadok, potom tým nie je nikto v pohode. Ale akože kým nevidia ten neporiadok, tak všetci sú akože povzbudiví.
And my family is really fine with it. I've been doing ballet for around 12 years. So we always have a theatrical moment every spring. So we always got dressed in costumes. And my grandma loves what we're doing. My grandma actually told me to send a few pictures to her today. So my family's been really supportive.
Tak ještě nějaká ručička, kam si můžu zaběhnout.
I'd like to ask, what was the most funniest situation you had encountered during your cosplaying?
Well, I was cosplaying as Miss Fortune, the original skin. So embarrassing. I was entering a convention in Norway called Desicon. And as I walk into the main hall, this guy stops me and he's like staring at me with big, huge eyes. And suddenly he walks down on his knee, and then he suddenly starts to propose to me. And he didn't have a ring, so he got my one Miss Fortune gun and he took it and said, "This could be the ring for the moment." So it was like, and my sister, she was with me, but she thought it was hilarious, so I didn't get any help at all. So yeah, it was really awkward, but also one of my most memorable moments in cosplay. Yeah.
Seriózne neviem, ako zatiaľ posuniem a pokúsim sa spomenúť si.
Perhaps when I was wearing my sister Ophelia, you know, the Warhammer 40k stuff, and there came a guy, a really huge guy, you know, bald head and all this stuff, and he also did the same, you know, now before me, and he said that, "Oh, you made my dream come true." And after that, he brought his family, his little son, and he was just sweet, and we took lots of pictures, and after that his wife sent me all the photos, so I've got a whole fan of family, well, a family of fans, and it was really, really fine.
Celkom funny bolo, keď sme raz boli v cosplayoch v Okkide, akože v potravinách, a boli sme za Lakitoka, neviem, či to poznáte, asi poznáte, nepoznajte to. No to je jedno, proste sú z väzenia, vyzerajú, že majú také pasikavé väzenské veci. A bol tam takí dvaja policajti, a som mali taký skvelý dáva, že poďme sa s nimi odfotiť. Našťastie sme to akože neurobili nakoniec, ale ak sme tak tým išli, tak na nás pozerali a už začali tak akože, čo tie keď kradnú, alebo čo, tak sme sa radšej otočili a padali sme odtiaľ, no ale tak. O tej sa radšej policajtom vyhýbame, takže po väzenských oblečeniach nechoďte k policajtom.
Could you please compare conventions from your homeland with Animefest?
Well, there are lots of differences. For example, in Hungary, our conventions are bigger. There are more and more thousand people. So 2 weeks ago, I was at the convention with 14,000 people. So it's really, really huge and crowded. But what I saw here, you know, at the stage and all the cosplay contest was so different. You know, that you involved people of the audience and I don't know, the moderator just plays games with the contestants. We never have this, or cosplay contests are like fashion shows, and the jury has the stuff, you know, behind the prejudging, and we just have to go, make our skits, and it's over. So we are not, I don't know, we don't interact with the audience there, but it's great. So yeah.
Ja neviem, tak my máme komiksál a anime show, ktoré sú síce veľké, ale sú podľa mňa hrozne zorganizované, ale to nikomu nehovorte. Ja všade chodím a nadávam na nich, ale tak čo mám robiť? Akože, ja mám Animefest najradšej zo všetkých kodov, kde som zatiaľ bola, takže čo vám mám povedať? No. U nás sú veľké a neorganizované. A tento je pekne zorganizovaný, aj keď je troška menší. Ale menšie nie je niekedy horšie.
Well, we have the opposite problem of Hungary. We usually have 1,000 to 2,000 visitors at one of the biggest conventions. Because Norway is small, we have max 5 million people in all of Norway, so we're not many. But the difference, I could say that Animefest, they're really open compared to Norway, because Norwegians tend to be really shy and sort of like, yeah, they don't dare like to say hi and stuff. But at Animefest, when it comes to cosplay competitions too, are like more open. You're like talking with the conferencier and everything. And cosplay contest in Norway, you're not like allowed. You have to get on stage yourself, and you have to like put up a show with music and everything. So it's really good to see like people interacting more here compared to some of the Norwegian conventions, but we're getting better at it.
Já nevidím žádnou ruku.
So, what are you planning to cosplay next?
Well, not really surprising. So the next Alice dress, you know, I'm going in chronological order in the games. So the next one is the Silk Maiden. And I also want a Sister Repentia from Warhammer, and I also want a casual one, you know, with Kat Von D, the tattoo artist. I want to get into her skin, and yeah, much more and more Alice.
Tak ja mám momentálne rozrobenú Meridu, ktorú som chcela doniesť sem a nesíhla som ju, pretože mi pochádzal šiaci stroj. Potom som nemala peniaze a tak ďalej a tak ďalej. Potom ďalej plánujem asi tak, že 99% postav zo Supernatural. Je to trochu problém, ale tak čo mám robiť? A ešte strašne veľa vecí z Trinity Blood a Caesar Crown a proste všetkých vecí, čo sú nakreslené takým jedným človekom, ktorý mi ničí život. Teraz Shibamo, to sa volá, nenávidím ho, ale také tak pekne kreslí.
Currently juggling between 3 cosplays, so I'm working on 3 cosplays at the same time. So I'm working on Alex Drasa from World of Warcraft. And I have my Jinx cosplay from League of Legends. It's taking some time because I'm making all the props, all the League monks, and making everything. And I'm also doing Retasu from Tokyo Mew Mew.
Yeah, rovnou dvě.
So earlier you mentioned that you chose characters you want to cosplay according to their characters and how you can relate to them. So my question is, what you and I think your what pony you are? Sorry, your Fluttershy. So what you and Fluttershy do you have in common? Like what kind of character?
Well, I always tend to like put people in front of other people instead of myself. I like to put others first in place, and I always tend to be a little bit shy with new people. But it's like better as I'm getting there. So it's like I prefer other people having a nice time rather than myself most of the time. So that's why I chose her, because I usually think more of others than myself.
Hello, I'd like to ask you whether you still have time to watch your favorite animes or play the games, since the making of the costumes seems like a full-time job nearly.
Well, it's a good question, but perhaps this is why my costumes take so long time to create. At least half a year for a better one, you know. So yeah, I try to arrange my time. I have to work really hard at my workplace, and when I get home, I almost explode, and this is how I can manage the stress that building cosplays and sometimes playing some FPS games.
Pozerám a hrám, keď prokrastinujem s výrobou cosplayov. Aké lepšie veci je, čo môžeš lepšie robiť, namiesto robenia cosplayov, pozerať nové materiály a pridávať do nekonečného cosplay listu, no nie?
I usually tend to watch anime and stuff when I'm working on my cosplays, because it gives me inspiration to like do more and more and more. And I think I'm taking like 3 hours of break when I want to play League of Legends or World of Warcraft. So but it's just if I take those breaks just give me like a new inspiration to work even harder, because I'm playing the characters I'm going to cosplay as. So it's just great to have those hours off too.
Hi, I would like to ask how many cost your best cosplay?
Well, my Soraka cosplay was they go up quite a lot, because I did a lot of testing with LED lights and resin, like this one. I casted all of her belts in the gem belts, because I did Riot Soraka, for those who know that skin. So it was like a lot of testing and everything. So I, by the end, with the hooves and everything, I think it got up to 5,000 Norwegian kroners, that's Norwegians, and I think he has the calculation of, what is that? 16,000-ish. Yeah, 16,000. Yes.
No, tak môj najdrahší bol medzi 400 a 500 eurami. To neviem, koľko je v českých. Krát 27 cca. Počkajte, počítam. $13,500 som trápila. Tak 13,500.
Well, I try to be a penny pincher when it comes to materials, so I order everything on eBay. Basically, usually from Hong Kong and all the stuff, so I can save lots of money. But I think that my most expensive one can, if I calculate, but I never want to know how much it costs altogether because I would stop doing it. So, I don't know, $1,000 or something like that. Yeah, so it's really expensive.
Když tak už se pomalu budeme muset blížit do konce, tak jestli už jako kolik otázek se tady tak nabízí ještě. Takže 2, pokud dobře počítám.
What's your favorite anime and why?
Well, absolutely Samurai Champloo, because I'm a historian and it's just a really strange mixture of the medieval Japan and the hip-hop culture of the modern times, and the storyline is really awesome, and I just love the characters, so it's a real good story. I can recommend everybody Samurai Champloo if you haven't seen it yet.
Ja neviem, či rovno anime, ale tak poviem ti radšej mangu, dobre, lebo anime som nevidela asi 100 rokov a nepamätám si, ktoré som mala najradšej. Ale tak moja obľúbená manga je Trinity Blood, pretože je Trinity Blood a Trinity Blood. Ale tu anime nemám rada, takže preto to nie je anime, ale tak moja obľúbená manga je Trinity Blood a pretože je Trinity Blood. Všetko je Trinity Blood.
So many big series. I must say it was my first anime when I was about 14-15 years old. So was an anime called Tokyo Mew Mew. It's a magical shoujo anime. So it's like very different from your genres, but I have to say it was my first anime, so it has to stay my favorite.
Okay, so my last question is for Tina, and it's kind of personal, so I hope you are not offended. What is your rank in League of Legends recently?
Admin, you can see. I've been taking a break from the ranking because after I started playing by the end of beta, so it's like 4 years ago already. I was up with my rank team for a while, but then I stopped playing because of all the trolls and mad people, so I'm currently looking for a rank team, so I'm actually I don't want to tell you, but is bronze the new plat? Is it? No, but I'm taking a break from the rank right now, but we were higher up in the past, so yes.
What's your favorite hero?
My favorite hero? Mid lane, top lane, or it can be any lane, whatever. I must say Soraka because of the banana.
Takže už to asi budeme muset ukončit, už nás tlačí čas, takže děkuji, že jste přišli a děkuji taky cosplayerkám a Kaně hlavně, že mi tady pomohla. Takže potom pro mě.